Did I get this thing turned down?
Yeah.
Hi, folks, if you're reading me yet. God, so many of the core tribe is in tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good to see you all.
What's going on? I have my sandwich.
I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line. And tonight is Tribal Forum number 121. We've done over 120 of these. And tonight we're going to be talking about which Fleetwood Mac was better. The Peter Green era, the Bob Welch era. I've been calling him Bob Weir all day. I know. Forgive me. Or the Buckingham / Nicks era, and the reason I include both of them is they kind of came as a package deal. After Mick Fleetwood had heard some cuts of Buckingham, met him in the studio, made an offer for him to join Fleetwood Mac. They needed a replacement. What was it for Welch at that point, wasn't it? And he held his ground. He said, "No, I come as a package. You know, if you get Buckingham, you get Nicks." So he insisted. I always liked that about him, and so I included both of them. But I could have just as easily included Welch McVie or McVie Welch era. Except they already had
boy,
a McVie at that time, didn't they?
Oh my goodness. Michael Boswell just came in with a super
Michael,
thanks.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
a $10
Michael.
super thanks.
That's
Thank you,
so
brother.
nice.
Because of being on Troll Alert tonight, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then I want you to read Michael Boswell's. We always do this.
Okay.
You guys send in a super thanks. You get the floor.
Woohoo,
right?
Michael.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that, and we'll get right to that. I am saying we are on a troll alert tonight. We got to be careful. We'll discuss that, and we're also going to discuss the poll. Michael isn't extremely happy about the poll, and that is the current poll that I have for nominees. There were 40 to get into the Mount Rock Olympus Hall of Fame. If you're new viewers, man, we got tons of new subscribers. We are at last count 33 subscribers away from getting to 47,400, and we just got to 400, all right? So we're growing leaps and bounds, and if you're brand new here, the Mount Rock Olympus is something that you folks pushed me into. No, I'm serious. If you're new folks out there, these guys that you're seeing in the comments, they pushed and they shoved and they niggled and they naggled until I agreed to be their bookkeeper, is basically what it gets down to. They call me the Tribe Master, which is an affectionate term that many of you were calling me. And so when I decided to call my live stream the Tribal Forum, what better? And by the way, Tribe Master only means I get to speak first, because it's always the consensus of the tribe, a tribe that is worldwide. We have people in here listening to us at work on Monday morning. This tribe we have, we're powerful. We can time travel, folks. All right? And so anyway, that's what's going on. Before I get on and I connect the rest of this stream, baby, could you read Michael Boswell's wonderful $10 super thanks? And thank you once again, Michael.
He says, "Are we serious? We seriously need to bring this topic up. Nick, maybe he meant Mick. Nick Buckingham Fleetwood Mac put the band on the map and made them millionaires. Someone has too many issues with Nicks."
With Nicks, yeah.
Yep. Yes, I agree.
I have my issues, Michael, as you know, with Stevie Nicks, but it's not her talent, brother. It's not her talent. As a matter of fact, I've got a ton of rockers that I'm big fans of, but I don't necessarily like their personality. And when their personality gets in the way of a band, and some personalities with Fleetwood Mac got in the way before Nix was ever on the scene. Was it Kirwan? I hope I'm pronouncing that name. He came on in the Peter Green era, first lumping equipment before they go on, jamming with him and everything. Came on as a rhythm guitarist, I believe. All right, but Peter Green really grooved with him, and Kirwan really dug the hell out of Peter Green. It was like he was a mentor to him. Ah, yes, I have met my master. Open your palm and I'll take, the nut out of your hand. That type of thing. The cola nut or the uncola nut. So anyway, that's the problem I have with Nix. Her talent as a songwriter, are you kidding me?
boy.
She's fantastic, Michael. I see that. Let me finish
boy.
with Michael here. Okay, thank you, Beast.
Oh,
we got a
wow.
gear jam in the audience.
Oh, wow, thank
Beast,
you so much.
Beast is
Beast.
Beast is see, I always get okay.
Oh, Beast, thank you so much.
What was it? Oberheim is
Yeah.
gear jam. Beast
Is Deuces
Wild. Yeah, and the reason I get them mixed up, they before everybody was switching their handles, I knew they would come in on another handle. This is before we had the big mix-up, and so that's why I get that all mixed up. So anyway, Michael, keep that in mind. When I talk about people like Roger Waters, all right, I love the man. He's one of my rock heroes, and I don't like the man part of him. I love Ted Nugent, but I don't like what comes out of his mouth. I don't like political preaching, as all of you know. And it doesn't matter if it comes from the left or the right side. I'm just not into it. And so I lose interest in them as an individual, but as an artist, I always love them. Okay, and then we got Deuces Wild in with a $20 super thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. Can you read that, Kimberly?
I sure can. He says, the Peter Green era, where it all started, it opened up the foundation of what was to come with the Green God and his captivating, playing, and licked Jeremy Spencer was also key with the complementary playing and slide playing.
Yeah, right.
Awesome,
Spencer.
yeah.
Yeah, Spencer was on online to provide the slide guitar work. As a matter of fact, I was just listening, just to give you a background. I became aware of Fleetwood Mac. I'm going to try and get the exact same, the right album. Yeah, it was Mystery to Me because I had heard the song Hypnotized on FM radio. That is one of my favorite freaking songs of all time and was my favorite song by Fleetwood Mac up until Rumors and the Chain, which, by the way, Michael, the lyrics, I could have swore those lyrics had to be by Lindsey Buckingham.
Yeah.
The ball and chain, right? That's a male perspective. Never break the chain. Stevie Nicks wrote those lyrics. They had actually started the song, and she brought lyrics in from another song to create that, So what do you do with that? But when I look at this, about the Peter Green era, just understand, here was my basic understanding, and I've been going back and trying to catch up with the Macs I didn't have. I bought Mystery to Me, then I bought Bare Trees, and then the Fleetwood Mac album came out, and I had started hearing about their history, and I went and got Then Played On. I saw several of them, and later, what's the other one? Heroes Are Hard to Find. So that was my original thing. Is I had Mystery to Me, Bare Trees. I went back and got Bare Trees. Then I got Heroes Are Hard to Find. After I got the Fleetwood Mac album, then Rumors followed. All right, I bought everything forward up until the time there was no Lindsey Buckingham, and then I kind of lost interest in the group unless he was there, and when he would come back, I regained interest in the group. And I've often said that the Buckingham McVie album should be, several of you have mentioned a couple other albums, they should be just Fleetwood Mac albums, right? Because it's every bit as much a Fleetwood Mac album as was, what was the name of that? Say You Will, which it was the documentary that went with Save You Will that started opening my eyes to Stevie Nicks and her controlling ways. And so I'm not a fan of her as a person, but definitely as a star. And then you also bring in Peter Green. You know, a lot of people go, well, I guess all that early Fleetwood Mac stuff must be back when they were like a garage band, started getting themselves some gigs. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay? You got to understand, this band was fielded mainly by Peter Green, Mick Fleetwood, and John McVie. And why? They were all in the John Mayall's Blues Band. That also included Eric Clapton. Peter Green replaced Eric Clapton. So he's no mealy-mouthed guitarist by any stretch of the imagination. He wrote Black Magic Woman. I showed a version of Black Magic Woman by Fleetwood Mac to Kimberly, and she still loves Santana's version over it. It is a masterpiece what Santana did, but my heart goes to this version. It's a little more clean. And listen to Mick Fleetwood's drums on that and several cuts that are similar to that from the Peter Green era, and you wonder where Santana got his sound? Huh? How about that? All right, so, I mean, these guys, and Peter Green was a man who he didn't want his ego getting in the way. He could have, Eric Clapton came out and just promoted his career no matter where he went, whatever inflection or whatever band he was in. The Eric Clapton brand was there, and Peter Green wasn't that interested in that, and that's why he wanted the band. And he also said that when he heard of Mick's last name, it reminded him of a train, something powerful, ramming forward, okay? All right, and then with McVie, he lured McVie because McVie was still with John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, and I don't need to do this. So now, these were probably the B bands of the time, but the B bands at the time got plenty of airplay. They were just as important at the time. We knew the Beatles were out, right? We knew, and then came Led Zeppelin. The Stones never went away, right? And would eventually grab Mick Taylor from John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. So these aren't garage band guys. They were already successful musicians and well-known. And so he named the band Fleetwood Mac. And if you ask me, talk about a runaway train, you add that Mac at the end, all aboard to the Fleetwood Mac, because we're going on a Polar Express. Sometimes it seems almost that surreal, doesn't it, folks? All right, so yeah, good start to the conversation. And you know what? I was thinking I was going to avoid some of that stuff in my intro. And the main reason was I wanted to take care of some business. I have to. The reason I've done a troll alert is that another content creator created a video that was absolutely insulting to me and to every member of this tribe. Okay, and the title card or the thumbnail was insulting as shite. And of course, when I mentioned my latest video...
Oh boy, hon, we just got a super thanks.
Oh, who was it?
From Royce.
Hi, Royce.
Of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, you know,
Woohoo! Thank you, Royce.
this other channel, when they did this video on me, one of the scumbags introduced the other scumbag as a brother from another mother. Sorry, you can't use
Yep.
that kind of lingo on YouTube. Royce and I, we invented that.
Yes.
Why, we go back to the 1800s,
Oh
folks.
my gosh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man, $10 super thanks from my brother from another
Another
mother.
mother.
Imposters. You imposters.
Yeah.
Shame, 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 shame. So, can you read his, and then I'll get on to the rest of why
Yeah.
all of this has been
Roy says,
necessary.
great topic tonight, Michael and Kimberly. What a convoluted lineup.
Oh, I know. I know.
I know.
I know.
Everybody
And
loves
there's lots of
Fleetwood
bands that have
Mac.
it. But to come up with 3 distinct Macs,
I know, huh?
you know, because there's not a real weak link.
No, there's
I was
not.
trying to combine weak and link together.
Every
We'll just call it a
incarnation
wink.
is great.
What's
So
that, baby?
Every incarnation is great.
Right. I was bringing Kimberly up to speed because she knows mainly, you know, the classic lineup of,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
You've got Buckingham, Nicks, McVie, and Fleetwood, right?
Yep.
She likes that line. That's where one of her first albums she ever got bought for her
Yep.
personally was Rumors.
Rumors, yeah.
And she was just saying
I
today,
had
I
to
wish
have
I had
it.
never gotten a hold of
Yep.
it. I said, well, baby, don't worry. I got you a copy.
Yep.
See, here
we
it
do.
is. Right?
Yep, that's
And so
the
I've
one.
caught up. I've got a very small vinyl collection, right? And I'm catching up on a lot of bands. I've
Yeah.
only got 156 albums,
Yeah, that's an
right?
iconic.
But I had to get these. I got them on
Album
an
cover,
auction. They're very
yeah.
clean, very nice pressings for the Fleetwood Mac album. I think that was the second Fleetwood Mac album, if you really get down to it. And then, of course, Rumors.
I think it skyrocketed. Yeah.
yeah.
It skyrocketed them.
The next one I want to get, I want to get Mystery to Me.
Yeah.
And I also, the other one I want to get, guys, oh man, let me grab this real quick, because this would Then Play On. If you want to know, I just love this album. Listen to Coming Your Way. Coming Your Way, and then tell me there's not Santana to that, you know? Or Fighting for Madge, and the other one just kicks the shit out of me. I don't know why. Showbiz Blues. You know, it was Divining Dragon who said, take a look at Snakeskin Shake, you know? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another one from that era. It's just absolutely fabulous.
Yep.
Nasty song, though. Christian. Oh, shame, shame, shame. You're teaching our children? I'm sure it doesn't come up in his classroom.
He's teaching us, isn't he?
Yeah. You know,
Divining
but that's part of
Dragon's
rock and
great.
roll. There's the sexual element. Rock and roll comes from blues, okay? That was the progenitor to rock and roll. And the term rock and roll is rocking and rolling in the hay, having sex. So, yeah, you know, a real corker. I wanted to bring that cut up. So we're hearing a lot from the Peter Green. I think Doc Insomnia prefers the Peter Green era. Matter of fact, I know that because he says that's the real Fleetwood Mac. I've known friends who have agreed with you over the years so many times, Doc, and I am a fan. But even to this day, I haven't listened to every track by the Peter Green era. And I swear to you by Almighty God above that that's my next mission. I absolutely adore all 3 connections. I'll tell you, just based on Bob Welch's input, I was a major fan of that band. Okay? I mean, Mystery to Me sold me on it. And Christine McVie, I knew she was from Chicken Shack. I knew that her name was Christine Perfect because I read all the articles like a lot of you guys did. Oh,
love
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Love
okay.
her.
Right?
Yep.
And she would be temporarily that for a while. And I knew she was on, but it was Bare Trees that really turned me on to Christine McVie.
Her.
And she's always been my preferred vocalist from the Knicks. I like, boy, okay, they're 50-50 on songs, with Nick's almost able to weave a spell that Christine
Yes.
can't. But Christine's songs are so celebratory, and you make love and fun.
Oh,
You know, I
it's
wish
just
more
the
people would
depth
say
of
that.
her voice.
Yeah.
It just, it sends you.
Right, and
It
it's
does.
that voice, and you
Yeah.
either love it or you don't. And we're going to be talking about her, Michael Boswell, because I'm concerned about
Michael
Christine.
Boswell.
I'm concerned about Christine. As a matter of fact, let's do that. I'm doing all of this by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
Ever since that nasty ass video showed up, I had to be prepared to go in about 5 different directions here, folks. But what was I going to do here? Oh, let's go to the poll. That's one of the other things. We'll get back to Fleetwood Mac. Like I said, we have a poll, a 10-part poll that I started 4 days ago, I believe. Let's see, part 2, part 1, 4 days ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea is these are the nominees. So just to be on the list, I'm sure they'd all say, what an honor, right? But only 20 of these 40 can go on to the Mount Rock Olympus Hall of Fame, an entity that has been created by you, folks. This is your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not mine. You're the ones with the votes. But there are some concerns. As your humble tribe master, I've got some concerns here. And when I saw Michael's comment, his super thanks, I could almost hear him. All right. I did comment back that I think we've got a good group here. But there's a couple, boy, couldn't we have gone that direction, folks? And popularity of an individual has a lot to do with it. You can't beat that out of these polls, right? You're going to have people who are going, well, I like him, and they just don't know the other people, right? And so they pick the person they know, right? Not everybody's a rock expert, and I do want to get a generalized view. I want the whole tribe. There is no amount of rock and roll you need to know to be a fully fledged member of this tribe. All you have to do is have a freaking opinion. And that's why freedom of speech is so important to me. That's why I made my response video, right? I'm a freaking junkyard dog. Stay on your side of the fence. You come over to my side of the fence. I bite back. Surprise. Sorry, but that's what happens. All right, so let's get on to this poll. Part 1, I'll read the question once, and then I'm just going to go to the part. This poll is still open until I ring off tonight. Then I'm going to make some screenshots, and we'll discuss the winners on Wednesday at 5 p.m. PST. I stream on Sundays and Wednesdays. Now, my good buddy Royce, I'm trying to get all this stuff done. I meant to bring this up when he gave us his super thanks. After I'm done tonight, I'll be on the Four Horsemen. I'll be one of the panelists, and we're going to be discussing another great guitarist, all right, and not far off in his approach than Lindsey Buckingham. That's why I chose tonight, because Roy said he was going to do his show on Dire Straits and specifically Mark Knopfler. And I thought, well, that immediately I started thinking of finger-picking approaches to playing guitar, even especially electric guitar, because often that's on acoustic guitar. These guys are kind of known to do that. And I go, and we haven't done a real bang-up job on Fleetwood Mac. I don't think yet. And so it was my opportunity to do that. Okay, so I'll be over there 6:30 tonight. All right, I started at 5. I'll end up anywhere from 6 o'clock to 6:15. Then I tear down what I need to tear down, re-establish equipment, and I get on over to Royce. So please, folks, join us over there. Between the two streams tonight, we're going to be talking about two bands that were carved by sounds, especially in, Generation 3 of Fleetwood Mac, by finger-picking a guitarist that would even finger pick on electric guitar. See how we do that? We own the night, Royce. We own the night. Okay, so which of the following singers do you believe should be inducted into the Mount Rock Olympus Hall of Fame? Part 1, here are the leaders so far. And there is a 6% gap between Part 3, or the third place person, which is Rob Halford, Judas Priest, and Ann Wilson Hart. Otherwise, if this holds true, it'll be Steve Perry from Journey. Michael, I hear you. And Ann Wilson from Heart. Okay? Part 2, the leaders are so far Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. I have no trouble with that, Michael. They're very popular, but he's a fabulous singer. Peter Gabriel from Genesis. I am so glad he's doing so well. However, in third spot, and only 5% away, and you guys could change this, Christine McVie, Fleetwood Mac. So she may not make it this year unless you guys change that in the next what? I've got 45 minutes max before I shut that down. Okay? So it looks like Steven Tyler, Peter Gabriel, and Michael, I think he's an underrated vocalist, man. Yeah, that guy, I like him better than Phil Collins, who is a fantastic vocalist, right? And Peter Gabriel, I thought he might not have the oomph. His solo career, he had some big hits, and he had a sliver of time where he was like a huge solo artist, but a lot of his stuff was kind of almost underground, not mainstream and everything. San Anselmo, or San Anselmo. I've already molested the word. Somebody type it in for me. But what a word. It'll be a title called San and Sente. God, I love that song. It's just not coming to me.
Oh,
I'd put that on while I meditated before I would go and do martial arts. I love that song. Just blew me away. All right, so Steven Tyler, Peter Gabriel, and now the next part 3, the top 2 winners here, and Stevie Nicks is in third place, a distant third place. So both gals from Fleetwood Mac were on there. Deserving, I think, both of them. But you can't beat the combined power of Jim Morrison and the Doors, and Paul McCartney, the Beatles solo, and I should have included Wings. Okay? So, and out of all these parts, Paul McCartney commanded the second highest percentage so far with 64% of the vote. Second place, 23% of the vote for Jim Morrison. And Jim Morrison wouldn't have been one of my greatest singers list either, Michael. Maybe he is for you. But he's a great vocalist, but I mean, just mechanically, is he all that great? As an artist, he's fabulous. I love his singing. Okay. He was the perfect vocalist for them. But the greatest singers in rock, right? Oh, and by the way, if you guys didn't notice, Mick Jagger's not on these lists. That's because in the private members stream that we had, because I had to knock off it worked out to about 58 to 40 when I took everybody into consideration. And Mick Jagger was voted off the island before the official polls even started, okay? So that's Paul McCartney, Jim Morrison. Part 4, at this point, by a big lead, 54%, Phil Collins. All right, Michael, that may be one person you're talking about. And Don Henley might be another that that Michael's talking about. Although I've got to tell you, both of these guys are fabulous vocalists, Michael. Let's see who they were up against. Jay Ferguson, he's great, but no, I'd see those two as better vocalists. And Terry Superlongs Reid. Okay, now I see where Michael might have a trouble with that, because he's a better singer than both Don Henley and Phil Collins, in my humble opinion, right? Now, in the next part, there are two rulers in this universe. Elton John is in a distant third place. Linda Ronstadt is even a more distant fourth place, but you can't beat the combined power of John Lennon and Freddie Mercury. And believe it or not, on this poll, Freddie Mercury is out ranking John with 44% to John's 36%. And I think that's fair, Michael. I think that's fair. I think, clinically speaking, Freddie Mercury was a better singer than John Lennon. Not by tons. John Lennon would be in my top 10 favorite singers in rock and roll. Just plain and simple.
You know what?
Yeah, baby.
Beast and Timothy Henry say Foghat is so underappreciated. So
Oh, yeah.
and Beast wants you to do a tribute stream for Foghat.
Why not?
Yes.
I've got one of their albums
Yes.
already, so you know I love them. With
Yeah.
my small record collection, to have a Foghat album, I grabbed that.
100%.
I grabbed that. Yeah, okay. I review my stream, so when that comes up, yeah, you got it, brother. We'll find a way to work Foghat into
That'd
this.
be
It's about
great.
time.
That's right.
Yeah, it's about time. All right, part 6. David Bowie leads the roost with 52%. Now, this is the one interesting aspect of this poll. Okay, it's gone a little bit more in Tom Petty's favor for second place, and he does have that. But Ian Anderson and of Jethro Tull and Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, let's see. There's a 5% difference between Tom Petty making it at this point. He's got 19%, but Ian's got 14%. 5% more. You could change it tonight. Or if you don't like Ian, how about Bruce Dickinson? He's only 4% behind Tom Petty. This has been one of the closest heats once you got David Bowie out of the way. And David Bowie is going to get it. And unless somebody does a lot of voting here, Tom Petty will get it. Out of those, I'm going to tell you Ian Anderson's a better singer than either Tom Petty or Bruce Dickinson. Sorry. His control of notes, he's a great singer. He's like a fine wine singer. Except he did age and get better. Although he has really re-nurtured his voice for a couple of their latest albums. I love them both. They're out there still doing it. So anyway, right now it looks like Tom Petty, David Bowie. Then part 7, John Anderson, thank God. I thought Sammy Hagar or Prince, who are in 3rd and 4th place, right, would knock John Anderson out. I don't know why I felt that. John Anderson, he's impossible to sing next to unless you're willing to slide into falsetto. His lower notes I can handle. I'm a second tenor. This guy starts at alto, can reach deep down inside for the high second tenors.
What about Barry Gibb? I thought he was pretty high.
Yeah, no,
He got pretty high.
We didn't get any nibbles for any of the Bee Gees, baby.
I know, and David Bowie is great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Dave Bowie it looks like he's winning his heat right now.
Yeah.
He's in there. So,
Cool.
And then of course leading the pack is Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. I know a couple of you have already said, he was a great personality. He was the right voice for Black Sabbath, but was he a great singer? And I would have to tend to agree with you. Out of this pack, who would I pick? John Anderson, and then Sammy Hagar. That doesn't cut Ozzy Osbourne down. His delivery was great. He's the man. Matter of fact, I probably listened to a hell of a lot more Ozzy Osbourne than even Sammy Hagar or Prince. Okay? All right, so part 8, Roy Orbison rules the universe.
Oh, love Roy Orbison.
49%. But here's another tight one, folks. There is a tie for second place. We have no clear winner. You guys got to go over and fix this for me. Got to fix it for me, or I'll have to extend this damn thing, and I'll cut it off the second I see, if this is still happening at the end of my stream, I'll cut it off the second I see either Greg Allman or Pat Benatar get there. Between the two of them, oh my God, that is so close. And then Van Morrison in 4th place. God, he's fantastic. This is a great freaking lineup of vocalists
I know,
here.
and John Bon Jovi did.
But I'd have to pick Greg Allman over Pat Benatar with a razor's edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was me.
I know. Pat Benatar was more the pop
Oh, I love her though. My God.
she's what a voice.
Yeah. 4 foot nothing.
I know.
And all atomic
A
voice.
little powerhouse.
Yeah, God,
Yeah.
I love her. Okay, so part 9, second to the last part here. Okay, so we're running out of nominees and apparent inductees. Okay, number 1, Roger Daltrey of The Who. And that
Yeah.
right now, Stevie Wonder with a decent enough lead.
Stevie
Yeah,
Wonder,
7% over Janis Joplin, who I was surprised
Yeah.
didn't get the second part, and Paul Simon in a distant 10%. Okay,
Yeah.
that brings us to part 10, final part, and then we'll get back to Fleetwood Mac. The winner apparent here is with the highest amount in any of the 10 parts, narrowly beating out Paul McCartney's 64%. Robert Plant has 66%
Wow.
of a vote,
Wow.
with Paul Rogers
No
in
wonder.
second place, Eddie Vedder in last place, and Art Garfunkel in ninth place. I would have thought Art would have done a little better than that.
The sound
But,
of
you know,
silence.
so many votes went to, I think you just ate up the scenery, and I'll bet a whole lot of people who voted for Robert Plant, if that was all of a sudden taken off as a right, no, you can no longer vote for Robert Plant. Only the rest of us can. They would automatically have switched that to Paul Rogers. You know that,
B
right?
said, what about Bob Dylan? Just kidding.
Hey, if I'd gotten enough, and there are Bob Dylan fans out there going, he has a fine voice. As a matter of fact, his
He's
voice
got a
is
unique
perfect for the
voice,
delivery
doesn't
and
he?
everything.
Yeah.
And I agree on Lay, Lady, Lay.
Yeah. Very
Lay
good.
across
yeah.
my big brass
I
bed.
know, huh?
Yeah, got me
Yeah,
every time,
I mean,
baby.
that song, he sings that just great.
Oh, magnificent,
Yes.
magnificent. Okay, so that brings me to getting back to Fleetwood Mac. And where is my... Oh, I better do this. I always give
Yeah, we're
shout-outs
having a Mac
from the
attack.
last stream. Brett Glassow, we had a couple of people that hadn't been in for a while, gave us super thanks.
I know.
Both of them gave us... they swung the deuce hammer at us,
I know.
baby. And that was
That is so
Brett
cool.
Glassow,
Yeah.
longtime viewer.
Yep.
Jersey Devil, long-time
Devil,
affiliation with him,
woohoo.
right?
Yeah.
Joseph Blue, my man, I
Oh,
hope your
Joseph.
husband's doing well.
Yeah, Joseph Blue.
$2 super thanks.
Awesome.
And then Just the Facts Man came in with a $10
Dan.
spot.
Yes, he did.
right? Ben Scheidegger was in with a $10.
Ben, so
The Four Horsemen, my brother from another
Another mother. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Beatly tone. With a $10 super thanks. And Deuces Wild in with a $10 super thanks. Thanks,
Deuce
folks.
is always so
I
wonderful.
appreciate it so much. All right, so we talked about how they got together. And I'm going to have to do another stream on this. I meant to even bring that up, and maybe I did. I forget what I've said so far on the stream. I'm an old man, you know, baby.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, Timothy Henry said Paul Rogers in second place. Love Robert Plant, but I have to go with Paul Rogers. And you know, I love Paul Rogers' voice. I would too.
Yeah,
but
I know you
love
would.
Robert Plant.
Yeah, I know you do, and it flips for me. It flips for me. You want here's your number one. You know, Paul Rogers, and your number two, Robert Plant. All right, to me, Robert Plant's number one, Paul Rogers. But there's this curtain, this thin gossamer curtain that separates them. You know. All right. So anyway, we talked about how he started the band. We talked about what was going on. It got to a point where Kirwan and Green couldn't agree on anything, and Kirwan, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've always said it. Kirwan. Kirwan also had a bit of a drinking problem. He could be very antagonistical. And so I guess his infatuation with Peter Green soon, ran aground. He was known to supply very nice rhythm. He wasn't a lead guitarist for the band. And a lot of people say that was a golden spot for them because he laid in and laid a bed for Spencer and Green to get to work there, right? And so it wasn't long before, he was finding himself on his way out. But his whole devotee and the band's willingness to bring him in and find a good solid spot for him in an era where rhythm guitarists were usually the guys not playing a solo if you had two guitarists. The era of George, I'll handle all the solos, guys, till Paul took over, and then John wanted a couple. But, gone was the era of bands with a dedicated rhythm guitarist. And they had this with him. I love that about him. Okay. They say that he was looking for Peter's approval, where Peter wanted him to develop himself, and they had a lot of problems. Okay. Let's see. What else did we have here?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Scott Walters brought up Burton Cummings, who, I love his voice. I told him I could listen to Burton Cummings' voice for hours.
One of my top tenors.
It's almost, it hypnotizes me, his voice.
Yeah.
What a athletic voice.
Right.
Oh my God.
What was it, a couple of weeks ago? I just sat down and showed you, a dozen of him performing?
We were just
dozen
zoning
videos.
out on Burton Cummings.
Yeah, Burton Cummings, a hero of mine.
Yeah.
On so many levels. And I like the guy. Not only do I like him, his rock god status, I'm not worthy kind of drawing at his feet, but I actually like the guy.
Yeah.
He's got a good set of moral values.
Oh, yes, he does.
And he's willing to protect
and
he's willing to protect what is his,
right.
and he's willing to put his money where his mouth is, and that's why next year they'll be touring as the Guess Who, or is that this year?
Yeah.
Is that this year? So that start this year? Why do I have 2027 in mind? But yeah, good point.
Rockin' Robin Bird says Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. He has a great voice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right.
So much, Rockin' Robin Bird.
I do too. Now, Green and Kirwan had it out. And Green is the one that decided to leave. Besides, he also wanted to get back to playing with other people. To him, it was always the groove. The music was the message. Band politics wasn't something. He didn't set up Fleetwood Mac for that. And so when he left, we got the addition of, who was it? Am I on the wrong set of notes here? We got, I was almost ready to say Bob Weir again. We got Bob Welch.
Yeah.
All right, and then shortly following that, I think Christine Perfect from Chicken Shack joined, and adding the keyboard. They now had a foreshadowing of what would come with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. As a matter of fact, if you got to have it, you've got your early era Fleetwood Mac blues-based band with some great songs. Black Magic Woman, I named a few off some of the albums I love, right? And then that blended into once Bob Welch was in, and especially once Christine joined, both of these people were better, I hate to say it, songwriters in the classical sense of songwriting.
Right.
And I just said that against a guy who just wrote Black Magic Woman and so many other freaking, Rattlesnake.
Santana's version is just amazing.
Yeah. But, the more I'm listening to early Fleetwood Mac, I'm hearing rumblings of, Chicano rock or, Hispanic rock, and I think that's why, Santana was gravitated toward that song. Because, not that one. There's a couple of more songs that even sound more Santanish, but you can't help but hear the Santana. And once again, listen to Mick Fleetwood's drumming. I think he made it in our drummers, and he should. He's one of rock's finest drummers. Talk about a drummer who doesn't get in the way, but will supply you with something every once in a while unexpected and the right beat that you did expect it when it should be there. I love his whole thing. So when Bob Welch and Christine were on, like I said, first of all, when I hear Hypnotized, my second favorite Fleetwood Mac song, okay? With the exception of The Chain, the words written by Stevie Nicks, who I probably have more trouble with than any other member in this band, including Kieran. That's got to tell you how powerful. And Bare Trees, I wore that damn album out. I was married to my first wife then, young man, and I just wore that freaking thing out. She could attest to that.
Wow.
Wherever she went in the universe. I think she flew to Jupiter.
Both Brian Bingham says both John Mayall and John McVie were founding members of the Blues Breakers in early 1963.
That's right.
Before that, Mayall had been a member of Blues Syndicate. John McVie is blues rock royalty.
That's right.
Very good,
That's
Brian.
why I like the way you said it. I was even going to use that. No trolls will get past my Colgate invisible shield, because your humble tribe master has the royal bodyguards known as the tribal marshals. You can't get to me, man. You can't get to me. So you're just going to have to, make videos that criticize me and use my video to do it. How fucking lame. Jesus Christ. And then then the fool, he goes, you're more than welcome to come to the Two Legs and discuss this.
Yeah.
Mother
No.
freaker.
Motherfucker.
I got my own freaking platform.
Whoops.
I don't need your show.
Yeah.
Why would I come, what? And expect what kind of fucking attack?
Yeah.
Dick. I know, his name's not Dick.
Not Dick.
I think we should
Or
rename
Harry.
him Dick.
Or Harry.
Well, we couldn't rename him Harry Dick.
Michael.
What?
Naughty.
Too much information?
Yeah.
I'm still pissed, man.
Yeah.
You jump down my throat, I come back. I mean,
I know you
equal
do.
and opposite
I know
reaction.
well that you do.
I am the rock if
not
you're the
against
hard
me.
place.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
living with you for 30 years, boy.
Well, I didn't want to have to make that last video, babe.
I know you didn't.
You know that.
I know, but you
saw me ruminating all day, right?
You have to have your say. I know.
It's like muck or futter.
Divining Dragon said the tribe supports Michael Noland.
Thank you, Christian. And I do appreciate
And he sure does, let me tell you.
Right. I didn't want to make that video. We got a lot of their sycophants coming over. That's why I made the tribal warning tonight, the tribal alert. And I had to kick them out of my own video because you guys don't have that power on the video. But I am the freaking tribal marshal. And off they go. One guy said, grow a pair. I said, not with your nostrils so close to them. Ain't gonna happen. And I left that up for a bit and then I clicked it off. I just wanted to give them a chance. Bite back, people. I don't know why in the fuck you decided that you needed to make a video against me. Oh, he's wrong here, he's wrong there. I explain everything that's happening there. And from what I've heard from 90% of you on that video, you all knew exactly what I was talking about. And these freaks over there, they defend his voice right and left. Oh, no, you got to understand. He's held by cameras, and that's why his voice doesn't sound. I've got a complete argument on them. These fools actually still think Paul McCartney sings good.
Yeah.
Dumb shits.
Yeah, like $10,000 good?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you open up a Beatles-only channel. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael made a Beatle-related video. I'm going to show what a man I am. Son, back of the line.
That's right.
You're not ready for prime time, buddy.
Not your prime time.
Hate to tell you.
That's for sure.
And you too, Beatle-tone. He's got 8,000 subscribers.
Oh, we wish them
That's
well.
pretty decent.
We wish the channel well, just,
Well, I wish them well if they get the hell out of my...
Man. Ben,
You know,
Ben
here's the.
Scheidegger just came in as tribal chieftain for 11 months.
What does he have to say? We
Oh,
honor
boy,
these.
Ben
One of the perks you
Ben
get
has stuff
is
to
special
say.
messaging.
Yeah, he says, I'll be 7 years clean and sober tomorrow. Oh, God, Ben.
Ben.
Congratulations to you and more power to you.
Yeah, babe.
And he said,
Yeah.
7 years from cigarettes and nicotine. Love you all, Michael, Kimberly, and the tribe. I'll always be loyal to the tribe soil. The tribe soil.
He's been sober 7 years.
He says, screw that two legs guy.
Yeah. Thank you,
Michael
bro.
couldn't have said it better, Ben.
Yeah. As a lot of my old time viewers, old time.
Blessings.
Don't
to
call
you,
us
Ben
old timers,
Scheidegger.
Nolan. I'll quit on you right now. I swear to God.
And he's got an internship.
Yes,
this guy is just going up, 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 Ben.
Yeah, real young man.
Oh,
you got your shit together
heart, Ben,
at the perfect time of your life.
My daughter has an internship too, as you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah,
So
that's
awesome,
amazing.
Ben.
You know what? Longtime viewers know I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
I quit in '89, so where does that put me? 36, going on 37 years?
Yeah,
I forget.
I know. Huh?
89, 19.
You're another wonder because
37 years.
he gave it up and never went back to it.
But
yeah.
Folks, 7 years sobriety, that's long-term sobriety.
It sure is.
That's heavy metal.
And that's
heavy metal. That's no
commitment.
plastic chip territory,
No,
baby.
that's a commitment.
Absolutely. Congratulations, and always remember for the rest of your life, it's one day at a time.
Wow.
And just look at alcohol. Here's how I visualize it: skull and crossbones. All right, not at all for my wife, but here's what comes with long-term sobriety. My wife can have any amount of alcohol in this house.
Yeah.
My first 10 years, it was forbidden.
Yeah,
No
it
alcohol
doesn't bother
brought into
him.
my house.
Or
And
I
when we
wouldn't.
first married, that rule still reigned. All right? And around the 10th year, she'd have alcohol in the house, but it couldn't be left. All
Yeah.
right? You can get whatever you want to drink for tonight, but please throw it away after, because I was hanging on to my sobriety by my thumbnails, my fingernails, hang in there, baby, the old cat poster, right? And it does get better, Michael. It gets to maybe you've reached that point already. We don't all mature in sobriety at the same pace.
You mean Ben?
Okay, Ben.
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Michael.
No aspersions, Michael. Sorry.
Ben Scheidegger.
I forget who I'm talking to sometimes. No, I know who I was
Yeah,
talking to.
yeah.
I didn't mean. I've responded to Michael so often tonight. I've been leaning on the name. I like that name.
Yeah.
What can I say?
I like
It's a
Ben.
good name.
I like the name
Michael?
Ben. It's just,
I love Ben.
It's just solid. The name Ben.
Hey, Ben Walton was my favorite Walton.
I know.
Well, right underneath John Boy.
John Walton.
Yeah, but I love Ben. That
Ben.
whole person. No, and you might already be there, Oh, yeah, having alcohol in the house no longer affects me any more than having rat poison that we have to have in the house to handle varmints.
Except
To
we
me,
don't have any
both
rats.
bottles look identical to me, and that's the best thing to shoot for, in my humble opinion. Not everybody's sobriety works the same way, but any of you that are suffering from that or have just quit or anything like that, prayers and thoughts, and it is possible to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. All right? And it's doable. There are those who have done it and have been successful. And I know that if any of you are going through any concerns, am I hitting this too hard? I don't know. Does that mean listen, that is for you to decide. But if you are at a point where it's ruining your life and everything, hey, whether you're an alcoholic or not, might be a good time to quit, right? And for those of you who can drink and even get drunk occasionally and not drive, I'm jealous. Wish I could, but I'd kill myself with it. Can't trust me with everything, baby.
Oh, Beetle Letty just came in and said, how much are
Hey, Beetle.
McCartney tickets?
Oh, okay. Yeah, how much are Paul McCartney tickets? That is a troll.
Oh.
Knock him out of there.
Oh, okay.
Knock that mucker futter right on out, guys. That's a troll.
Okay.
Dick face. Sayonara.
Yep. He's
Yeah.
gone. I got him.
Yeah, I thought I said, hey, Beetle Eddie. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen the moniker.
And me and Ben got him.
Good on you, Ben.
Yep.
Can't get to me, people.
That's the guy that, right?
Well, that's the guy that was a dick.
Yeah.
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 If that's what you really want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just proved it.
Yeah. And Royce.
Yeah.
Royce, Ben, me.
See
divining.
what you started, Two Legs?
Yeah.
See what you started?
Yeah.
Beetly
We have to
tone?
protect the tribe. That's right.
You don't respect me, I don't respect a fucking thing about you. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, we're trying to have a good time here. We're trying to keep on track here, but in come the trolls. I knew it. They've been all over my video. Probably when I go back to my video after I'm done with Royce, which I'll be up on. What time is it?
Well, it's almost 6.
Yeah, gotta start closing this down. We're gonna do this again on Fleetwood Mac. I'm in love with the whole story. What about you guys? What about you, Doc Insomnia? Did I do your... as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put up a poll. I'm free to now, once I close off this poll. And before we go, I want to look over and see if I could close it off officially here. If any of you have voted for the tie, if the tie's been busted, I'll switch that poll off. And I think I'm going to do a one-part poll. Is which of these eras is your favorite era of Fleetwood Mac? We know where most of the voting will go. But I'm always interested in second and third place and how high of a percentage. It would be nice if we got a real high percentage, higher percentages. I'm expecting that probably the next Buckingham era will win. But there's also important information as to how many of you are willing to vote for an earlier era. I got to tell you.
Hey, hon.
The Buckingham and the Welch eras are so close to me. If I had a vote, I'm almost tempted to vote for the Welch era. Yeah, baby.
I thought that you would like this. Bodie Allsip says, Chuck Norris didn't do push-ups. He pushed the earth down.
I did
That's
a short.
A cute one.
Here's how I ace about, guys, I'm a martial artist. This is my black belt right here. You ever wonder what these two stripes are?
Black
Second
belt.
degree.
Yep.
This is my name in Korean. All right. Like Chuck, I studied Korean martial arts. He studied Tang Soo Do. All right. Chuck studied Tang Soo Do. Then later, he studied several other karate, judo, and went on there. I studied what I call Chung Do Kwan. Now, that's Taekwondo. There were 7 martial arts in Korea. 1955, the year I was born, they solidified 6 of the 7. Tang Soo Do remained on its own, and the others combined to be created as their country's martial art, and they called it Taekwondo. So my style of Taekwondo is Chung Do Kwan Taekwondo. I've got my first degree. These are anything you see up there. That's a second degree, my second degree, and my second degree teachers.
Yeah, he's got
right?
them framed.
And my first degree needs to be, I got a crack in the mirror and everything. And my first degree right on there just said Chung Do Kwan style Taekwondo. And what was the difference between Chung Do Kwan and regular Taekwondo? A lot more hand grips, flips, grappling techniques, and an emphasis more on punching, not to take over the kicking. Okay?
But boy, can
but
you
a more
kick.
even blend.
Boy, can you kick, though. And high.
Yeah.
You kick somebody right under the chin
So
and
he's
down.
Yeah, so he's always been a personal hero of mine.
Yeah, Chuck Norris is
like him, I went on. I studied for a very short time some Jeet Kune Do, and I also studied up to, what was it, the first Q of Aikido. I was just under getting my black belt in Aikido. So that's my background. I made a short. I even said in the short, I talk rock and roll. I don't talk martial arts. That's not my thing here. And but I am a martial artist, and so what I thought would be the greatest thing on the universe is for us all to share Chuck Norris jokes. And I gave my joke was, what does the boogeyman look for every night before he goes to bed? Chuck Norris in the closet. Or you could even do that, Chuck Norris under the bed, right? And so we lost a giant. We have lost a giant. And I know we talk mainly rock and rolls here.
Chuck Norris was just so legendary.
Oh my God, Way of the Dragon.
Oh,
he made a deal with Bruce Lee. Said, okay, if I got to play the bad guy, I got to at least defeat you at first.
Yes.
That was the deal.
Well,
they were buddies. They sparred together.
Yeah, that makes for a better story. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then Chuck.
Well, and it made the fight scene better because unlike any other Bruce Lee fight scene, this is the most even-handed fight scene he has.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Usually he just dominates.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, the guy might get, boom, boom, and all of a sudden there's a, whoa, that type of thing. All right, now you've broken blood. Then he kicks the shit out of him. In this one, man, Norris is given a lot of, and watch it again, filmed in real time, it's not sped up or anything. If not the only movie, one of the very few movies ever allowed. That's not a set. They're in the freaking Roman Colosseum on that scene.
I know.
Right? Epic. That's not a set.
Epic. I know.
And so when they're doing it, of course you're going to watch Bruce Lee. And he's just as fat. Man, he's my favorite guy of all time. Chuck Norris, a close second. And he's amazingly fat. But try not to focus on Bruce Lee. Focus on Chuck Norris. Look how freaking fast his hands, his foot, that reverse, what would that be that I was watching just a reverse hook kick. Or he'd come across with a reverse axe kick. His foot, and the thing that identifies that is a hook kick is the foot is more like this. Axe kick is more like at 12 o'clock or somewhere around there. And he's amazing at that. 6-time world undefeated champion. He was really badass.
Yeah, you know what? Divining Dragon said his college buddy spent many seasons working crew on Walker, Texas Ranger. Big fan of Chuck.
Yeah, well, the governor of Texas made him an honorary Texas Ranger, and then made him the Texas Rangers made him an honorary Texas Ranger, and the governor made him an honorary Texan.
Yeah, how could you lose if you've got Chuck Norris on your team?
Yeah.
Hell.
In Texas, not bad for a Carlos.
I know.
That was his real name, Carlos. He was raised in California, but, and he went, he joined the Air Force, fought the Korean War, or was in it at a certain point. It was while he was over there that he took up Tang Soo Do.
Yep.
And he was a shy guy. He was very shy. Didn't start fights or anything like that.
Humble guy.
Yeah. And both Kimberly and I are Christians. If you're not, it's cool. There's room for everybody over here.
That's right.
But he was a Christian man, so he kind of, I like him better than even Bruce Lee as far as his personality and everything. But Bruce Lee's number one.
Yeah.
Out of all the freaking martial artists on the planet.
He lived and breathed martial arts.
He was a true master, and at 33 or younger.
And he was.
How do you do that? How do you get that good that fast?
Very lithe.
Yeah.
But he could take on huge. Who is that? Asian fighter who did movies with him and Bruce.
Bolo Young.
Yeah, Bolo.
Yeah.
Bolo Young. Yep.
I love Bolo.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, but maybe you're talking about because he was kind of coming up when Bruce, at the end of Bruce's, he probably was there for quite a while. But the guy who did not the next Karate Kid, but the remake of the Karate Kid, what's his name? Does his own stunts, falls off buildings. Oh. He's like Buster Keaton,
Not Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Yeah.
Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Who's very high on my list of martial arts as well.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. All right, it is 6:08. I do have to close down. I had a good time tonight.
Oh.
We did cover a lot about
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. We covered the poll, and I got to snipe back at some blue meanies on top of everything else. You know?
Yep.
Next time, keep your mouth shut, brother. We'll call a truce on this. Any more of your nonsense, I'll never mention you again. All right? So your hurt has already been done, and, right back at you. It's all that happened. You started this.
Oh.
You did, Andy.
Yep.
And Beadly Tone, you came along for the ride.
Yep.
I had respect for both these guys. I was subscribed to both their channels. And then out of the blue, blamma, blamma, blamma,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do? Hey, listen, I did have a great time. I got to blow off some steam. I got to talk about one of my favorite bands in the world. We got to talk about the Mount Rock Olympus, a Hall of Fame, which you guys are putting together. I'm just the freaking secretary. Okay. And you want who? All right. Now, before I go off, I promised I'd go back and let's see if this tie has been broken.
Okay. Let's see.
Yes, it has. Pat Benatar
Uh-huh.
is now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Oh, Pat Benatar.
narrowly defeating Greg Allman.
Wow.
But,
Pat.
as much as I would have liked to see Greg Allman barely beat her, I can live with this. She's fantastic.
Oh, she's a little powerhouse.
Okay,
I know.
the poll is over. You can still be voting. It's always fun to see what happens. One band actually took a lead after they lost, after our last poll. Not band, but I think it was drummer. Or was that when we were doing bands? But somebody, I think it was, oh yeah, I think it was. And they just got knocked off, and then later they took off like 3 days after the poll, and just looking at it, you thought they won. Well, they're not in. You got to put a kibosh on these things. We had well over close to 11,000 votes this time around. Thank you so much, guys. All right, if I don't shut up, I'm not going to have enough time to get over it. Royce, he gets cranky. He gets cranky when I'm not on time. Because over there, Royce is the boss. I'm king shit over here. I'm just one of the horsemen over there. So I hope to see you guys over with me. Come on over. Follow me over. We've had a real good crowd. We had a great peak attendance here tonight. I appreciate that. We had some wonderful super thanks. Thank you so much. You guys keep this thing going. You do. And I try to give you always bang for your wonderful bucks, whether you get that through separate videos on my members only. I want to thank again, there's several of you who have done this, but one person stands out. And of course, we're talking about Storm Cop 55, James, my man, who has bought a ton of new, members. And I will be shooting my next member. The video I just did, the reason I come off so kind of soft at the beginning of my latest video is that's the point. The video actually started off, hey, everybody, welcome to yet another members-only video. And it was going to be a members-only video, my latest video. And so instead of, hey, everybody, welcome to yet another members-only video, I cut it there, I'm Michael Nolan. And it kind of came off that way. And that's why it did. So I feel like I owe you guys, and I'll be making one on that. Got a couple ideas for that. And like I said, I like to keep it doesn't mean a damn thing less for this channel. I am busier on this channel supplying you more videos on this channel than I ever freaking have in the history of this channel, especially when you consider my live streams twice a week. And right now, it may have clicked over to day 8, but on my last checking, I had 4 videos in the last 7 days, 2 or 3 in a members-only video, and a couple of shorts. More videos than there were days, folks. I'm busy. You guys keep me busy. You guys keep me honest. And I love each and every one of you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, collectively. Agape love. And for all of you, Doc, Dr. Rick, all right, Storm Cop, if you're still going through things, Timothy Henry, who's going
Rockin'
through a real
Robin
tough
Bird.
spell right now. Rockin' Robin Bird's had a horrible last 2 or 3 months, right? Nothing's coming to my mind right now, but I can name probably 15 of you that I know are going through tough times. Prayers and thoughts to you. Hang in there and show up when you can. We love you dearly. And that's what this channel is about a discussion, not trying to get views by picking on other channels. Shame on you. Shame, 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 man. Bad form. All right, folks, I'll see you in about, good Lord, 16 minutes over at the Four Horsemen. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday also at 5 o'clock. Night, folks. Can you say goodnight, Gracie?
Good night, everybody.
She just doesn't get it. She just will not say goodnight, Gracie.
Oh no, I'm naughty.
You are naughty. That's what I like about you.